In this video, we're going to be going through Hannah's question here. How did you start to learn to lay out on offense? My name's Eric. I play for the Premier Opens Club in Australia, Sydney Sunder. By the end of this video, you'll get my exact step-by-step process that I used that helped me go from being unconfident, being scared of laying out, to consistently laying on offense, saving the disc, and being able to save possession for my team, Sydney Sunder. So with that being said, let's go through this 5-step process. Number one is the goal. The goal here is to be able to always lay out an offense to save a disc when needed. Obviously, a great asset to have on any team. And the first thing I want you to do is identify with that person. So be the person that always lays out to save possession. From now on out, from here on out, from this day forward, you're going to be that person that lays out to save possession. And I want you to identify as that type of person so that we can always be ready and always feel prepared mentally to approach and save a disc in that way. From there, let's jump into the things that actually matter. So obviously important to have some sort of goal. We want to get to this point, but we want to have the processes and the systems in place that are actually going to help us get there. And this is the exact process and the system that I used. So the goal here, the system here, is that we want to spend 5 to 10 minutes before and after each session to get comfortable executing this movement pattern. So this is what we're going to call a skill injection. This works for other skills as well, but for the purpose of laying out, this is going to help us get comfortable hitting the turf, get comfortable executing that movement pattern before and after a game. The idea here is if we can spend 5 to 10 minutes before a game, warming up that movement pattern, getting comfortable hitting the ground, getting comfortable going through that layout pattern and going through that layout movement, then it means that we're more warmed up, we're more likely to go through that exact same movement pattern. It's going to be more instinctual for us when we are in a game environment, when we're going to execute and play that game during the session. Oftentimes, it is just 5 to 10 minutes of focused effort before and after a session that's going to help you consolidate and build these skills and add these skills into your game. So if this is important for you, if you want to be a person that lays out on offense consistently to save possession, I want you to allocate this time in your training approach over the next 3 to 4 weeks. From there, once we've allocated that time, that's when we want to go into the progression. So what is the actual progression of movements? What is the actual activity that I'm going to do to build that confidence when it comes to laying out and doing that movement pattern? So let me walk you through the exact progression that I want you to follow within these 5 to 10 minutes before and after the game. So first of all, we want to get really confident moving in that way. So first things first, I want you to follow this layout progression. Step 1 is to get confident on the ground. I just want you to literally lay on the ground. You can wiggle your legs, wiggle your arm around, do something silly. It doesn't matter. The goal here is that we want to get confident being close to the ground. We want to not be afraid, and we want to make that movement pattern more instinctual for us, more autonomous for us. So step 1 is that within these 5 to 10 minutes, within these skill injections, we want to spend a few minutes just on the ground, wiggling around, doing random shit. From there, we want to get confident sliding. So the action of sliding is what's going to make laying out less painful. It's going to make it more seamless, and it's going to help you get more confident when it comes to doing this movement pattern. The way we're going to do that, we're going to start with our knees. As we approach the ground, we want to extend our arms to help us get a bit of a slide. Now, obviously, when we're diving for a disc, we're going to be reaching for the disc first. But when you're first starting out, going from your knees, it can be a bit daunting, it can be a bit scary. So we do want to have some slide from our arms to help us brace that impact. From there, you can see here, we go from not catching the disc to starting to catch the disc. So here we're adding that coordination element. Again, for all of these reps, we're just going from our knees. We're just getting confident hitting the ground, and hopefully we're getting confident sliding a little bit as well. Once you add more speed into it, once you're actually doing it on the run, on the go, you'll actually slide more because you're moving faster. And so funnily enough, once you get past a certain point, laying out becomes a lot less painful because you're able to pick up speed, because you're able to get more of that slide. So it's actually going to probably hurt the most when you are first practicing it. But once you get more confident, once you actually do it in a game scenario, it's going to be more seamless. It's going to be less painful as well. From here, this is probably the worst part of it, but it is useful, especially when we first start. It's going from our feet. And because we're just going from our feet without any sort of run up, it's going to be a little bit painful to start, but we've got to endure some pain if we want these big impacts in our game. So we do want to get comfortable doing a few layout motions from a standstill. This might suck for a few minutes, but it will help you get more confident in that movement pattern. Cool. Awesome. From there, our goal is to complete that layout progression as often as we can, ideally before and after each session. So our goal here is to consolidate and warm up that pattern. So we want to warm up that pattern before a game or before a session and consolidate that pattern after a session. The idea here is if we can sandwich these activities before and after our game reps, it should help us build that instinct to lay out in a game scenario within just 3 to 4 weeks. That's the progression that I want you to follow. And from there, I also want you to get into the habit and get into the mindset of laying out for everything. So the idea here is even if we're doing a throw set with a friend, or even if you see someone else's disc land around you, we want to get confident in the action of reacting and laying out for that thing. So in the time that I was getting confident laying out on offense again after I broke my collarbone, whenever my teammates would throw an errant throw and it might land 2 or 3 meters beside me, those are going to be the game style reps that are going to be the most impactful for us because they're the most similar to what's going to happen in game. In a game, you're going to see a disc, it's going to go a little bit further away from you than you had hoped, and you're going to have to get into that gear to get confident laying out. So whenever you are practicing with a friend or whenever you are training, if you see a disc that is just outside of your reach, I want you to get confident getting close to the ground and start moving in that way. Start executing and start implementing that layout movement pattern as often as frequently as you can. Do it even when it seems silly. The idea here is if we can just get confident doing it all the time, even when we don't have to, then when we do have to, we will be confident, it will be instinctual for us, and we can just do it on autopilot. From there, these last 2 pieces are going to be what separates the people that try it for a week and don't keep it up and don't end up having that impact within 3 to 4 weeks versus the athletes that are actually going to see it through to the end and get to a point where they're confident and laying out consistently. The idea here is it's all well and good to have these goals and to start implementing some of these systems, but the only way that we can stay consistent with it is if we have some way that we can track it so that we can stay accountable to the goals and stay accountable to the systems that we've set up for ourselves. Now, for the members inside the Academy group, we have a habit tracker. So if you guys are inside the group, go to General, go to the first post here where it says just made a daily habit tracker for you guys. You guys can use this habit tracker right here to track your habits. Hannah, in your scenario, I'd be adding this layout progression as one of the habits to track, and you can just click it as you progress day by day. But if you're not inside the group, you can create your own habit tracker. You know what, I'll leave the habit tracker as a link down in the description down below so that you guys can get access to it as well if you want to use it. From there, it's also important that you get some sort of feedback. So feedback is something that you can give yourself. You can record your videos, you can record your sessions to see how your layouts are progressing. But if you want specific feedback from the group, Hannah, what I'd like you to do is to record yourself laying out in these skill injections and post it inside the feedback section. Or if you don't feel comfortable posting it inside the feedback section, just send it to me as a private DM and I can give you some one-on-one feedback instead. The idea here is for us to stay accountable. The more that we can track it, the more that we can track it with other people as well and get feedback along that process, the more that we can actually make those small adjustments and improve week by week and stay accountable week by week so that by the end of the 3 to 4 weeks, we're consistently laying out and we're becoming that person that lays out consistently to save possession. Again, I guarantee that if you can follow this progression, if you can spend just that 5-10 minutes before and after each session, if you can start laying out in your environments around you, if you can start laying out for all the discs when you are going out for these throw sets, week by week, you will be able to consistently get to the point of laying out on offense within just 3 to 4 weeks. Now, it's not going to work unless you stay consistent. It's super important that you find some way to track it, if it's with a buddy, if it's with a habit tracker, if it's with the community. But even if you're not inside the community, you can find some way to track it. You can find some way to get feedback. If, however, you don't have that environment around you, you don't have a good way to track things, you don't have that way of getting consistent feedback, I'll leave a link inside the description below in case you want more of that tracking, more of that feedback, more of that accountability in a more structured way. That's the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Again, follow these steps, just stick with it, stay accountable, track it, get feedback. If you can follow these steps, you'll be laying out consistently within just 3 to 4 weeks. If you found this video useful, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It all goes a long way. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the very next one. Peace.